I would have forgotten that this has happened 4 times. Nah, I ain't learned a lesson that many times. Nah, I did.
Drive me crazy, easy baby. You know you drive me crazy.
Alright, I just got back from such an intense workout because it is hot outside right now. Whew, those last 3 miles, honestly, that was all on will, because the body was like, we done, like shut it the fuck down. But anyway, so I'm gonna go take a cool shower. Luna's probably gonna bark, and let's get ready together. Whew. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, girl. Am I really ready? No. We're using a new mic, so we're about to see how this goes. All my animals are just here watching me for, like, they want to be entertained too. They want to know the tea on life too, okay? We're talking about things my ex taught me, okay? And this isn't one specific ex before anybody try to come for me, because when I say my exes keep up, they keep up, okay? But that just means I didn't do anything wrong in a relationship, but that's a whole other topic. Before we get started, let me put on my little lip mask, because I wear really matte lipstick, so we don't want it to get crusty. That is not cute. For me. Me personally, it's not cute. Okay. And I already installed my hair. I did that off camera because, girl, you're gonna see when this band come off. Not a professional, okay? And I'm not even gonna say, I stopped saying I don't know how to do hair, because it's not that I don't, I mean, whatever. I don't feel like I do hair well enough to show people on camera. That makes sense? Not even on camera. Like, if my friend asks me, girl, can you teach me how to do my hair? I'm gonna be like, I can show you how I do my hair, and you can do yours beside me, and we'll go like that. But anyway, okay. Before we start, I'm gonna get my eyebrows. I'm gonna put some powder on my eyebrows because oily skin is me. Is what I have. Yeah, you get me. You get me. So I'm just gonna dab it on there because we don't want them to move, you know? Did I already say this is not a tutorial? Because I don't want anybody coming for me about nothing I do in this video unless it is helpful, okay? Don't come at me attacking me. Don't be, why you did that? Maybe instead of asking me why I did that, be like, have you ever thought about doing this way? Because ... You know? Make me feel like it was my idea in the first place. Don't criticize me. They're supposed to be cousins anyway, not sisters. You know. Still in the same family, not identical. This is what I say to make myself feel better anyway. Now I go in with these, which is a lighter shade, and I fill it in. That way it gives, like, you know, I didn't draw my eyebrows. Okay, it doesn't give I didn't draw them. It's I didn't go crazy when I drew them. So this is a tattoo liner from KBD Beauty, which is Kat Von D, but I think she's not a part of it anymore. I don't know how that works. But this is her eyeliner in the color Mad Max Brown, but I don't always use it as eyeliner. Sometimes I do. But this, sometimes I use it to draw hair strokes on my eyebrow, so now it looks like I naturally have them, because that's what we're going for. First thing my ex taught me is you cannot make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. That makes sense? And that also kind of goes into knowing your love language and knowing your partner's love language. So my love language is gifts. Here's what I like, gifts. Just like random thoughts. So like you were just randomly out and about and you were thinking about me and you got this for me. Love that. Oh my gosh, I'm panty soaker for me. Quality time, but not like all my time. One of the things my ex taught me is that you cannot make or think to yourself that you're gonna make someone love you or feel a certain way about you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. That makes sense? That has to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. I'll elaborate. Let me get my concealer first. I don't always use a primer. Sometimes I just go to moisturizer. Like, I'm not gonna have this makeup on long. Okay, so let me elaborate on that. Okay, so what I mean by offering more of what they already do not appreciate. So my love language, one of them is gifts, right? I say the person I'm dating wanted a new watch. They've been wanting this new watch. They've been talking about this new watch. They never asked me for it or anything, but I've just, in passing, heard them be like, dang, I want this watch. And I surprise them with the watch, hoping that they will want to spend more time with me. But I give them the watch and it doesn't do, like it doesn't make them want to spend more time with me. So on top of the watch, I get it iced out for them. Like, okay, now you're about to really, you know, you're gonna be about me because of what I'm doing for you. And then no, he's spending more time not with you, he or she, spending more time not with you because they want to go flex the watch. Because that's what they wanted. And like, it wasn't you that they wanted. They already had you. That makes sense? I really hope I'm making sense. Let me not use hypotheticals. Let me go off of, almost cursed. Let me go off of, oh, I'm using Fenty, by the way. I don't know if I said that. But let me go off of let me just tell you something that went on with me. So one of my exes really liked to play a computer game. Don't come for me. Right? So, no, that's not gonna explain it well enough. Let me just put all my little business out there. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. I mean, tell the whole world if you want to, like run and tell the internet if you want to. But an ex of mine just really lacked, in my opinion, I shouldn't say lacked, but what I would want. He lacked in like just setting aside time for me, like not, oh, you want to watch the show with me because I'm gonna watch it anyway, and if you don't want to watch it, I'm still gonna watch it. Like, not that kind of time. Like, I haven't talked about this in a long time, but I have gotten over it. But so for instance, I like adult transactions. If you don't know what that is, go look up the baby review and you'll know what it is. I thoroughly enjoy adult transactions. Like, it makes me feel close to my partner. It's just like, let me show you how I feel about you right now. But if my mom watching, not true. None of that I just said was true. Anyway, so like for whatever reason, I mean, obviously something clicked for him that I didn't know about, but not doing my makeup. But for whatever reason, it just like stopped happening as much as I would prefer it to, right? Again, I don't know why in my head, like that person knows, but they never shared it with me. So to combat that, this person, my ex, really liked smoking and video games and shit like that. So, like, you know, let me, in my head, I would, let me give him money for this, or let me just surprise him with a little can I say sack? I don't know if I can say sack, so I won't. But I mean, let me surprise him with this, or I gave him one of my computer, like my laptops that I actually fucking needed. But a bitch was low-key a little desperate for attention from my boyfriend, so I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't really need this, because I did have another one, but I used it for different reasons. But I was like, I'm gonna use my Mac, you can use this one. Girl, that shit did not work. But I would keep doing stuff like that in hopes of getting the relations that I wanted out of him. And it didn't work. I mean, he would take, you know. But he didn't want to give. But that's what I mean. Like, do not try to offer more of what a person isn't already appreciating for you to get what you want from them. What I learned was just speak up. Like, just say, hey bro, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe you're feeling a way about me that you're not sharing. Can we talk about it? Because I really want to make it out of this stage. Don't add that part, because then they're going to be like, ah, I'm selfish. But, you know, what do you want out of the situation? You got to think about that before you go into situations. I'm going to go in with another concealer to go on my lip area. And I put this basically directly under my nose because I still want that little M, that little pout I have now, because my teeth are so fuck. Braces round fucking 4 probably. But what else did my ex teach me? Stay away. My ex told me this. Kevin, please don't mess with that. Thank you. I love how my animals understand me. It's because I actually talk to them like one animal to the next. But anyway, I'm gonna use, this is actually a foundation stick that I use as concealer. Stay away. Stay away. But on a real note, stay away from people who think you're arguing every time you express how something makes you feel. Say that person, you were having a discussion with somebody and they raised their voice, and you was like, and you responded to them raising their voice by saying, you really made me feel uncomfortable when you raised your voice just then. Like, it seems like you're really coming at me right now. And they respond with, oh my gosh, you're just so sensitive. Cut that motherfucker off. Cut him off, cut her off. She is toxic. He is toxic. Leave them the fuck alone, okay? And you know, I do have a habit of, you know, people making one mistake and I cut them off, like, without saying anything, like, whoo, going with the wind, baby. Going with the wind. But maybe don't do that. Now, if you told them, okay, so after that conversation was had and you responded with, you tell them you didn't like it, and then they're like, blah, 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 like, you just so fucking, you're being sensitive. Okay, maybe I am being sensitive. And I just told you that I'm sensitive to that. Like, it's not me being sensitive, like, in the manner that they probably mean when they say, oh, you're being sensitive, as if it is a negative thing to be sensitive. Yeah, that was, since you want to talk about some I lost my train of thought. I'm remembering things and I'm like not getting mad all over again, but I'm glad I'm remembering them, because I'm like, do not talk to these people no more. Like, don't get lonely and talk to these people. If their immediate response to you telling them about your feelings or how something made you feel was, is something along the lines of, oh, you being sensitive? Leave them alone. Tell them, yeah, I was being sensitive. That's why I told you, like, that was a sensitive touch to me. I didn't like the feeling of that. It was very sensitive. Like, yeah, sensitive, sensitive, sensitive. I didn't like it. I did not like that. And that's why I'm telling you, not for you to yell at me more. I told you that that pressed the button for me and you did it more. You don't care about me. That's how I take it. You don't care about me in the way that I want you to care about me. That makes sense? Probably all over the place. Stay away from people who think you're arguing every time you express yourself, because odds are they're narcissists or like just that for me. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, while we let this get tacky, we'll move on. So another thing my ex taught me is stop falling in love with the idea of someone and take them for exactly who they are and what they're showing you they are, okay? I say what, because some people be motherfucking. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. This isn't helpful. So when I say this, okay, this one, it took me a consistent year of lessons to learn, I feel. Like, it just kept bopping me upside the head and I was like, no, that can't be right. Even though everything was right in my face, it was right. But yeah, like, stop falling in love with the idea of someone and take them for who they are. Because like with one of my exes, I would be like, oh, basically we were falling apart and I was holding on, girl. Holding on, because it takes me a while to fall in love. Like, it takes me a while. But when I do, baby, oh, fuck. A lot of bets are off the table. But I would just always, like, I can rehear myself right now in disagreements or whatever, or like when I would be venting to my friends about things that are going on in my relationship, which I also don't do that anymore. But that's what my old friends taught me. We'll talk about that later. But I would be venting to, you know, a good sis, somebody I trust, you know, been around for a while, still not giving up too much tea because people change. But exactly that, people change. So I would catch myself saying, or I could not catch myself, I didn't catch myself, didn't catch myself, would have been out of the relationship. But I would say things like, oh, yeah, he's treating me this way right now, but like, he didn't always treat me that way. So if you can be that way, if you can be one way at that time, we can get back to that. I just gotta get us back to that. I just gotta get us back to that. I don't have to do shit but love you and be consistent with the person you fell in love with. Okay? That's all you have to do in a relationship. I mean, sometimes you do gotta work, but those are the two things. It's really three things. Communication, stay consistent unless you're growing, like, except for growth. Consistently grow, but the core me, the person you fell in love with, the reason you fell in love with me, I don't know, whatever. I'm going on a tangent about nothing. But I would always catch myself being like, we were there at one point and we can get back. When in actuality, that is the whole sign right there. That's all the sign that I needed. Shit has changed in this relationship. And I don't like it. I don't like the way we changed. It's not fitting for what I thought I was in. I need to leave. Rather than, oh, I can change him, I can fix him. He a bad boy, but I can make him a good boy. She, but I can make her better. Like, no, like, people decide who they're gonna be. I hope you guys can see me because it's looking real bright behind me. Whole time I was saying we were this good before, we can be this good again. I should have been taking that as a sign, like, wow, we have noticeably changed, and I have tried to, you know, communicate and like fix it, but this person just doesn't care. This person is still stuck in whatever way they have turned into. You know, people change, like I said. So maybe they changed and I just don't like the new person that they are, and we don't mesh anymore. Like, we mesh for a good little bit, for a season, you know, but we don't mesh for all the seasons. Like, you're a season, not a reason. You know? That makes sense? Just take people for what they are and what they show you, like their actions. I'm a strong believer now that now that my ex has taught me. I say this all the time now, like, shout out to this ex for teaching me this. When people show you their true colors, believe them, okay? Believe them. Don't go mixing, don't try to color coordinate. No. Believe them, and if it doesn't fit with you, if you don't feel good about who they're showing you, dip out. Dip out. You know? What is it, like 14 billion people in the world? Baby. Oh, it's about the thunder. It's thunder. I meant to say thunderstorm. Let me blend this in real quick. I put gloves on to protect my nails because we already know. Something my ex taught me that I am actually, to this day and probably for the rest of my life, extremely appreciative of is really two things. He taught me two things in basically one instant, but it's how to control my emotions. Yeah. And let me give a backstory on this. Like, okay, so we were arguing because I wanted to leave somewhere. Well, we were arguing and then I wanted to fucking go. Like, I wanted to leave, but he had took me there, right? So obviously, when I say I'm ready to go, you need to motherfucking take me right now. Take me where the fuck I want to be right now. It's how I used to be. I mean, I gotta say never like that. So that's why I don't ride with people no more, okay? I'll take myself. Okay, like down low, I'm gonna get myself there and I'm gonna get myself back, pretty much. But one time, like I said, I was ready to go. Like, I wanted to go be in my own space. I was ready to get the fuck, okay? I was ready to get the fuck. And this motherfucker said no. No. He not only said no, but he said no. And he left the room. Like, on some definitely not. So, me being upset, I think it was my phone I had. I don't know. It was either my phone or like a game controller or something. Whatever it was, it went to the wall. I threw that motherfucker. And literally, like, I heard him going down the stairs and I threw it and all I heard was like coming right back towards me. I was like, oh, we about to argue some more? Like, whatever, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm 38 hot. We didn't argue no more. He said, I'm about to take you home. Bet, that's what, in my head, that's what I wanted anyway. Let's go, like, let's go home. Child, I went home and the next time I left home, I was single. And that taught me he had low-key been dropping little subtle things like about controlling myself and not giving things so much power, but I wasn't that mature in my emotions and my intelligence at that point. So it was just like in one ear and out the other. But this time when he did it, like when he was like, I'm about to take you home, he just said it so calmly. Like, first of all, honestly, it was probably extremely embarrassing because we were at his parents' house. So like for us to already be arguing in front of them was probably embarrassing for him. But at that point, I had been through it with this person. But anyway, and then it's just like, you can't even control yourself to not mess up other people's stuff. Like, whatever, you want to mess up your own stuff, you want to mess up your own stuff, that's your right. But you're gonna throw something at my parents' house, at my parents' wall. We built this house type shit. I mean, he didn't say all this, but looking back, I know, like, I would have been thinking that way. Like, oh, you got me absolutely messed up. But he was just like, I'm gonna take it home. But after the fact, I sat and thought about that. I was like, wow, I really had no control. I had lost such control that I was Tasmanian deviling shit that wasn't mine. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. So in that moment, he taught me, you know, control my emotions or whatever. Yeah, and I said he taught me 2 things in this moment. He taught me to control my emotions and also consider those around me when I'm like, however I'm feeling, pretty much. Not always, sometimes it's fuck them people, but for the most part, consider the people, consider where you are when you're making decisions. And that I'm very much appreciative of, because when I say I carried that since then, and honestly for the rest of my life, I don't argue with people anymore. I do not argue. I know what I have an understanding of what I want to get out of the situation. But as far as arguing with you, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to care so much to want to argue with you. I'll very much dead a conversation at this point. Like, clearly this is not a good time for us to speak. So let's just revisit this once we've both calmed down. I will hit anybody with that so fast. And what do you say to that? You gonna keep arguing? Are you gonna keep arguing? You might, but I won't be there. You're gonna be arguing with yourself. That's gonna be one of those practice arguments where you're like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, if it would have went like this, blah, 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 blah. That's one of them arguments. Can you see? What can you see? I don't even know what that is. Oh. My bunny, like, pay attention to me. I'm laughing at the fact that you see this, you see the mirror. That's a slice of pizza. Yep. Best believe, in between clips, I'm biting that pizza. Now I'm gonna do my first round of baking, and for this one, I'm gonna use, honestly, I should use the Laura Mercier. Which I don't have a lot to use. What I'm using right now is, this is the Fenty setting powder. Y'all. It's matte, okay? Matte AF. I mean, are they all supposed to be matte? I don't know, but this one, chalk. Which I'm not complaining about. Do not take that as a complaint, because I was not complaining. I haven't quite yet mastered, or like, I don't know if I'm really anywhere near how to actually place this. Because when I watch girls on YouTube, and when I watch other girls' makeup videos, when they do their palette, I don't know if it's the camera. I think I just spilled a little bit. Oh, good thing I'm in my own room. But I don't know if it's the camera that makes it look like it, but it just looks like they do just this even, cute ass line, and my shit be like, cake. Oh wait, I think I did it. Don't doubt yourself. Okay, I think I get it. Sometimes you just gotta talk about it, and you know you'll figure it out yourself. Oh, that actually brings me to my next point. That is another thing one of my exes taught me. Maybe, I don't know if this is a guy thing, but in my world it comes across as, you know, generally guys that are like this. But my ex taught me that not everything needs a response. For instance, like if they're having a problem at work, I mean, did I say this wasn't a guy thing? I mean, I think this is a guy thing, but females? I don't know. Another thing my ex taught me You know how something will happen at work, when you're at work or something, or wherever you may be, or like you out and you talking about it from a girl standpoint. Women don't always want you to give a response like, oh, well, why don't you think about it like this? Or maybe if this would have happened. You just look at them and you're like, so you agreeing with them? Even though that's not the case at all. My ex taught me that, you know, when guys vent, for the most part, it seems like anyway, when guys vent, they're looking for an answer, okay? They want to know why that happened the way it happened, or, oh, did you consider doing this? Like, they want those type of answers. Women? Basically what I'm saying my ex taught me is you don't always have to be a yes man to someone, you know, venting. Like sometimes it's, you know, you should listen, but in the same retort you should, you know, tell your friends, like, if they were wrong about something, tell them they were wrong so that they don't carry that same type of energy in another situation and be wrong again. I don't know if this is coming to you the way I'm trying to throw it, you know, are you hooked? Okay, but yeah, like guys be wanting input, not, oh, I can't believe he did that. It's like a dude will be like, yeah, I know, but why do you think he did that? Whereas a girl, like if I was talking to one of my girlfriends and she's venting, she probably don't want to hear me say, oh damn, like you didn't think about saying it this way, or why you said it like that. Maybe at the end, but in the moment, just to be quiet and listen. But with guys, you know, he taught me sometimes you have to offer an opinion on the explanation. I don't think I got that one across that well, but if you got it, we're here. If you didn't, comment down below and I'll maybe be able to explain it later. But I'm not gonna brush this off or anything. I'm about to put my foundation on right on top. Well, actually, let me just press it in a little bit better. That's what we'll do. Okay, so this is where my makeup has been getting tricky because I've been exercising more, so I've been in the sun more because I don't always remember my sunscreen, and that's a bad thing. Do not be that way. And don't think that black people don't need sunscreen, because we do. We got skin just like everybody else. We have skin just like everybody else. I mean, I'm not gonna go there, I'm not gonna go there. Now, this is what my ex taught me, but he taught me this once we were out of the relationship. Over there. Actually, no, I kind of was this way in the relationship too. Whatever. Stop being so available to those who nearly, never, rarely, not enough prioritize you. Don't be so available for those who do not prioritize you right back, okay? Because, like, for instance, what I mean by this is, if it's this person that, you know, they won't text you all day, but at like 12 o'clock they'll text you or something like that. So when I say don't be so available for people who don't prioritize you, I mean for like those situations where whenever you ask the person to hang out, they can never hang. But when they want something, when they want an adult transaction, they're like, oh, how have you been? Da, 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 da. And you jump and go. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that to yourself, okay? Because if you know you want something more out of the situation, you gotta teach them how to treat you. Like, oh, you wanna see me? See me at lunch tomorrow. What time? Like, they need to be hitting you with these kind of facts, not, hey, what you doing randomly after you sent them 4 texts over the past 6 days and they have not responded. No, stop. Ooh, I kind of do that myself. Am I toxic? Silly. But yeah, girl, stop being so available to people who are not available right back to you, or they be, it's We should, if you're watching this, you should, never mind, whatever. We're in a day and age where, well, I'm at an age, I should say, I'm not really sure how old you are. Comment down below how old you are so I can get range of the audience. And if it's your birthday or something, maybe I'll send you something. I'm really big on gift giving, like I said earlier. It's one of my love languages. But at my age, unless that's what I signed up for, I'm not doing the whole random links type of deal. I need consistent communication because that's what I like. That's what I like. Yeah. Hi, Kevin, you waking up? Sidetrack. But yeah, And honestly, let me rephrase this because my ex taught me what. The reason I know I don't like this is because my ex taught me I don't like this and I don't think I deserve it. One of my exes literally, like, we'll see each other, well, not anymore, but in the time, we would see each other, and then this motherfucker would just like go ghost. Not like ghost, but nah, he would go ghost. I'm trying to make myself feel better. But like, we would, okay, so we would see each other, we would maybe like have a transaction, an adult transaction or whatever, and then I wouldn't hear from that person. No, we would talk the next day. Wow, it always went this exact same way and I kept falling for it. Ew, old me, ugh. Nah, thanks for the lessons, girl. But we would literally like see each other out randomly. This is after we stopped dating, by the way, or like stopped seeing each other, whatever the fuck we were doing. We stopped, and it was obvious we stopped, but we would like randomly see each other and he would come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, like, I miss you, and da-da-da, and my head ass would be like, oh, he misses me, like we about to work out, and no, he was fucking horny. That's what it was. He was fucking horny. But I didn't need you. That's what made it easier. But no, I'm trying to look into the camera, but it's kind of hard, like. But yeah, we would literally like randomly see each other and he would like sweet talk me in my ear and like text me and like do everything that I had been wanting him to do before. And in my head I'm like, oh, he's changed, like, oh, he's figured out, like, I'm that girl, I'm pretty, I am pretty kind, like this is what he wants, right? That's what I would be saying in my head, hyping myself up. So I'm texting back like, yes, before that. But we would be like, or I would be like, yes, we're about to be, like, this is the version of you that I've been wanting. Mine, I forgot in my head, like in that moment I would have forgotten that this has happened 4 times. No, I ain't learned a lesson that many times. No, I didn't. So I would be forgetting that this has happened 4 times prior to this. So I would fall for it. Not anymore, I'll say I would. It's in the past, girl. But I would fall for it. And then like we would have an amazing time. Like he would pull out all the stops, which now lets me know like you knew what the fuck I wanted. You knew how I wanted to be loved. You just didn't want to offer it unless you wanted something, you know? But whatever. That person's in the past. But yeah, it would like just completely give me everything that I had been wanting in our relationship prior to us stopping. Like ending it, right? And so that night would happen, it would be great. The next day would be good, it would be the top-notch communication that I have been asking for, and then you ghost. Like I could hit this person up to this day and they would do the same thing to me. Don't do it. I said that to say don't do it. Whoever you think about in this moment, do not do it. But yeah, and it would just be like, all right, so I'm only a priority to you when you want something from me, right? Like, and I'm teaching, by continuously letting that happen over and over again, I was teaching that person how to treat me. I was teaching him that he didn't have to, you know, be what I wanted him to be until he wanted something from me. Like, he didn't have to be consistent, is what I'm getting at. And you did. I was just foolish. He's also like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm about to spill extra tea for what? For what? But, let me focus real quick. Where did I go? Oh. You see? No, you can't. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to hair, which I can put this back right here. Trying to give it some shine, girl, because it's looking real dull. While I was doing my hair, I thought of something else that just honestly should have been the first thing I mentioned because it was my first ex. I mean, I would consider this my first ex. I probably dated people before him, but I was young as fuck. Like, this is my high school. I consider him my high school sweetheart, but I don't think he considered the same thing. It don't matter what he considered anyway. I think I think my freshman year, he was a senior or whatever. So, well, it was two things in this very moment. Like, it was two things that came from this situation that I'm gonna speak on, but let me put my eyeliner. I don't even know what color I'm gonna wear. Oh, I do. So I should do it dark. Dark blue? No, I should do brown. But anyway, so the reason I mentioned how far apart or our age differences is because obviously I was still in high school and he wasn't. Yeah. No, because I think he was just about to graduate or something. Either he was just about to graduate or he had already graduated and was visiting. I don't know. I think it was the first. But we were hanging out and I hadn't had a phone for a minute because, you know, I just didn't have a phone. I don't know why I didn't have a phone actually. Probably something with my mom. We used to argue. But I didn't have a phone for a minute. So I finally got another phone, and when we were hanging out, he like randomly wanted to go through my phone, which I was just like, whatever, like, here we motherfucking go. But wait, I didn't tell you the lesson. What he taught me, two things in this one moment, was about honesty and the power of the tongue. When I say, oh, wow. But so anyway, he wanted to go through my phone. Like, he didn't even say go through my phone, but I knew that's what he was about to do. Like, oh, he was probably, I think he was like, oh, let me see your phone, I want to pretend to be you to your friends, right? But that was just code for it. Let me read your text messages. So I'm like, here. Like, what the fuck else was I supposed to do? What else was I supposed to do? Like, say no? Whatever. In my head, I ain't have nothing to hide anyway. But obviously, he goes to the first guy that he sees in my text, which happened. We're gonna name him Confused, because this motherfucker, I'm not gonna judge him, but he didn't really know a lot about himself. He knew about himself. He didn't want the rest of us to know about himself. But we already knew what he didn't want us to know. Whatever, long story. Anyway, so I was texting that guy. I was texting Confused. And we basically were continuing a conversation that was had in person. So, oh my gosh, like, it just looked so bad. But anyway, I'm gonna call him sweetheart. I mean, I really thought me and this person were gonna get married, but whatever. But at the time I did. I met him again and it was just like, or I met him years later. Like, I think that was last year. Could have been this year. I don't know. I met him later on down the line and was just like, I wonder if... It was just like, damn, I didn't know you were this mean. Like, he's kind of a mean person. I don't know if he turned into that, but whatever. That's the sidetrack, that story. But anyway, so Sweetheart was looking through my phone and he saw the messages between me and Confused. And so he was like, let me go in here. Like, this is who I'm gonna text. No, that's who you were gonna see what I was texting him. So anyway, we had Confused and I had a conversation in school earlier that day, like in class, and we continued it over text. Like, it was just something to be funny. Something happened, so without the context reading these texts, it would be like, what is he talking about? Which is what Sweetheart was on. But anyway, so Sweetheart read our me and Confused's conversation, where Confused asked if I was still dating Sweetheart, or either it was like, oh, you have a boyfriend. But mine, we were continuing a conversation, which I remember to this day because it was just like, what the fuck when it happened. I was just like so distraught. But so this is when I say this ex taught me the power of the tongue. So that Confused texted me that and I was like, LMAO, you already know that's a nah or whatever. But I was just, it was just something like that. Like, those weren't my exact words, but I essentially said no. Or whatever, like LOL, no, blah, 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 blah. Well, Sweetheart saw that or whatever, and I think he just got really mad. And this, like I said, I wasn't always in control of my emotions. I was also in high school, so it's like, that's not an excuse. Age is not an excuse, but so we were kind of getting into it or whatever, and he left the room we were in. I think we were at his dad's office. We used to hang out at his dad's office shop. But just some sneaky ass kids. But anyway, he like, in the midst of us going back and forth, he went to the bathroom. Why did I leave? Why? I was not with confrontation at that time. And so I literally just like walked out the door of the office. Mind, this is in the city, like, I shouldn't really say city because Tallahassee is kind of like not that big. But anyway, I'm nowhere near my house to be leaving my ride. Whatever. So anyway, I called my friend who called her mom and they had to come get me. So it was a whole much bigger thing than it was. And I think I was not even so honest with my friend and her mom about what actually happened. Yeah, I don't even think I said anything. I just was like, I almost said his name. I think I was like, Sweetheart left me in the middle of nowhere type of shit. Like, just so I didn't have to explain. Basically, so I didn't have to be in the wrong. Which, like I said, we're learning honesty in this moment. So, boom, wasn't honest with him. Or I didn't even give the time to be honest with him. Then I was dishonest with them and made a whole circus. So on top of being dishonest with them, my friend was like, let me see your phone, I'm gonna text him. And I'm like, shit, this is about to make no sense to him. So she acted like she was me and was like, I can't believe you would do this, like, you're so effed up, And he texted back like, I'm effed up. Like, just, you know, how anybody would be upset about whatever was going on. So, like that whole my mom got involved. Like, when we got to my house, I was trying to be like, I don't live here. Like, I was like, please don't joke. Because her mom, when I talked to my mom, like, did you know where she was, type shit. And I'm just like, here we go. Like, in my head. I mean, now I look back and I'm like, dang, you had just got your phone back and you gotta do some shit. But anyway, so I'm like, whatever. She talked to my mom, bigger situation. My mom at the time was so pissed off with Sweetheart that she wanted to drive to his house, but luckily he had moved, I think, so we couldn't get there. I was like, girl, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get to the house. Again, lying, making no sense, just lying for no reason. Like, looking back, I could have told every single person in that situation the truth and it wouldn't have gone the way went. But anyway, so God taught me this honesty because later on my mom figured everything out. Like, actually I just told her because I really needed to talk. Because girl, when I say he broke up with me, like that night we broke up, I was so heartbroken. Like, but it was my fault. But oh, I should lean up. But anyway, so that was, at that point is where I learned this honesty. Now, so whatever, obviously we broke up. Like I said, he broke up with me. We broke up a few times, I think. No, that was the one though. That was the one, like, no, this is a real breakup. I was so distraught. But I learned honesty after that. But then, no, I didn't quite learn honesty after that. This was the start of me learning honesty. He taught me how to be honest to him, basically. But I'm just being honest. But so in this situation, I said he also taught me the power of the tongue. Girl, why did I start dating the boy that I was texting? And oh, like, it looks so bad. It looks so bad because when I say that was not my intentions at all with our text, like I did not text him no so that I could talk to him. It was literally a carry-on from another conversation. But obviously sweetheart still didn't have that story. Like, he probably, no, not probably, he still to this day doesn't know that story. But anyway, so later on, I'm just talking. This turned from a chit chat to a story time. Hold on. I'm gonna put on my lip liner. So there's been something in my eye this whole time. So fast forward from that situation, like that night, that was a long night for me. Because first of all, I did walk a little bit. And where I was on Centerville Road, which I don't know why I'm telling you. Maybe you do know, I don't know, maybe you're from Tally. But at night it's so dark. Like it's like a light every other mile. So once the like irrational thinking wore off, I was nervous. I was scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's when I called my friend. But anyway, so fast forward from that. Fast forward from that, me and Confused start dating. Like, while Sweetheart is away at college. So, yeah, no, maybe we got together when he came back from college. I don't know, I'm confused. It's been like a decade now. But at some point after that, me and Confused started dating, like seriously dating. Like, oh, it just looks so bad how it happened. But we started dating because I told him what happened with Sweetheart. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, you don't have any idea. Yes, I started texting, not that day or whatever. Like, it was the next, I was sad for like 2 days. I didn't go to school for like 2 days, I don't think, because I was legit sad. Like, when I say I thought this was my soulmate. But, so I told Confused about the situation or whatever, and he was just like, I'm gonna come. Child, he came and took me out, like took me to the park, just to like get my mind off things, and that escalated. Days later, we were dating, child. We were dating. And so my ex hit me up like, y'all know what he said, like, I knew your ass, you was lying, da, 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 da. Which I'm like, I wasn't lying. I probably said some toxic shit like, you put us together and you acted like that. I don't know, but I know for a long time. So whatever, the purpose of me telling you all of that was that ex taught me about honesty and the power of the tongue. Because baby, when I say I spoke us dating into existence, I definitely did. And it was a terrible relationship. Oh my gosh, I have to do a story. Tell me about that relationship. Because when I say, I mean, him confused for a reason. He's named Confused for a reason. But for a long time, anyway, for a long time after that situation, I wondered, like, what if I would have just not left? What would have happened? Like, I was like, we'll still be together, maybe. I never said, like, definite, because I'm just not that person. But I was definitely like, what would have happened? Like, blah, blah, blah. Which is probably why I went and saw him. Which I don't know. And then, I don't want to wear this. Nope. So yeah, all that to say, he told me honesty, like, just be honest from jump, because if it's gonna go left, it's gonna go left anyway. Like, or not really, that's not even true, don't listen to me. But if it's gonna go left, at least have it going left because you were honest. Like, if they don't like what you had to say, they just don't like what you have to say, but at least you were honest. You know, even you, because you know, when you lie to other people, you lie to yourself too. I had to learn that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna change my lip after I put my clothes on. You know, can't be too sure until I put my clothes on. This is my favorite brown lipstick, and guess what? They don't make it anymore. This is by is it Anastasia? Anastasia. Depends on who's saying it right. But, I mean, or the girl when she says her name. Ugh. But anyway, this is Confused by Anastasia. So yeah, that's fitting. Y'all, these little native deodorants, you know, I love that they're good for me, but baby, they do not last more than 4 hours. Like, I don't even know if I'd be making it to 4 hours, honestly. Okay, last thing. Let's just go over one more thing my ex taught me before I go put on my clothes, and I'll show you guys the outfit. So something that as a collective, looking back now, what all of my exes taught me is to, in a relationship, I need to set my standards and I need to keep them and abide by them with both myself, so that I am allowed to make other people abide by those same standards. That makes sense? Like, you're literally teaching people how to treat you. So, and that's not me saying if something bad happened to you, like if your ex did something, you taught him to treat you like that. Nah, unless you stayed after he showed you that, then yeah, you taught him how he's able to treat you. I kind of got a little jumbled on my words there. Hi guys, welcome to Kynd Views. If you've never seen my face before, let's just go ahead and change that from here on out. We need to see each other every week, okay? Like, I want to meet right here every week. So with that being said, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I give the tea. That's why you're here. I don't like the lighting.
Oh, hi, pretty. Thank you so much for tuning into this chit chat. Get ready with me, which low-key turned into a story time, but you know, that's always okay too. I'm not gonna hold you. I forgot to film an outro for this when I went to fix the lighting, so that's why you're looking at this video right now. But if you go onto my Instagram, which you should be following me there too, which is Pretty Kynd, you can go ahead and see that full fit from Shein. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and on